Angie, so you also chose to do a character portrait and a beauty portrait. And this here is your character portrait. We don't know who this person is or what their relationship is with you. And I think that almost makes it more interesting to me to be able to see these with a kind of a blank slate as to you're just communicating something with these images. We don't have any written background. And here you have a very relaxed subject sitting on a stool in studio playing their guitar. So a really sweet character portrait. And we're getting a lot from this. Like we have a very laid back vibe from the way that he's dressed. He's smiling and looks very much at ease. And then he's not looking at the camera. It doesn't feel like this is performative for him, but he actually was just like, you caught him in the moment of him actually enjoying what he was doing. So I think that's really beautifully done. Technically, the light's a little bit hot on his face, so I would pull back on the light a little bit. That would be my first suggestion, to pull back on the light. Another suggestion would be just to bounce more light on the other side of his face so there's not such a discrepancy between one side of his face and the other. But I think we're just getting a little bit too hot here, so I would just probably pull back a little bit on this side. Another thing I notice, and I notice this often with online students, just because like there's certain things that when you're in studio you pick up on when you're learning something, but you don't necessarily pick that up when you're online. And I know it's taught in 112, but it's probably something that's in a video and easily skipped over. And that's how you pull out your seamless. So the goal with pulling your seamless out would be that it's seamless, right? That we're not seeing a bend in it as we're seeing here. So you'd want to pull it out, and I know I'm drawing on a picture, but you want to pull it out where it's just really pulled down in a way, not down and then kind of this slow. You don't want it like just in the corner that it's being pulled out. You want it rather kind of sweeping down, and that'll get that seamless feel. It means that you need more room, so you might be limited by the amount of room that you have, because this would pull the subject further off the background by maybe 2 or 3 feet, right? But it would improve the background to have that seamless look, which is why you bought it, right? That was the goal. All right, and then this is your beauty portrait. So same subject, really beautiful lighting here. We can see you're using a 2-light setup, illuminating both sides of his body very nicely. And then we have the depth and the shadow that we're really looking for kind of in these areas and as his arms are pulled forward. So I think this is where the interest is for me in seeing all of those shadows. That texture or that depth that's added is really interesting. So again, here I might pull back a little bit with the lighting. I think the lighting here is more pleasing than the lighting here. You can see that difference of this being really bright and this not being quite as bright. This has a subtlety to it, where this is like kind of flattening it out a little bit with the amount of light that's on him. But this is like a pretty quiet moment. He again looks really comfortable with you. I do think this pose is a little bit cliche, so I think that would be something for you to be aware of. And like that's something, if you need help with, we can look on YouTube for like 100 different poses of how to have subjects look really natural without having more of those cliche poses like you have here. But both times your subject looks really comfortable with you. The lighting in both, I think you're really close. I just think it's a little bit too intense, but I think they're both like, you know, just a little bit off from exactly where you want them to be. And I'm thrilled to see that you're working in studio and pushing yourself with that.